Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grigsby's War in the Pacific. So we're going to start off by taking a look at this over here, the tracker. So we can see here that, yeah, right, let's find it. Enemy ship sunk, okay. So this is what it's reporting as sunk, which I find rather interesting that the Prince of Wales is listed here. I do not know about that one. That one was definitely sunk, we know about that. St. Louis, no idea. We know Lexington is still operational, but it's good to see that some of the aircraft were upgraded here, like Ryujo Zuho, which is really nice. Also, on the actual scout planes on the battleships, the battleship scouting planes, those have been upgraded, which is really quite nice. So now we do have a hell of a lot of submarines to deal with, especially over in this region. There will most likely be more around here as well. I would not be surprised. Okay. Apparently you have some damage here. Indeed, system damage. Okay. What size port is this? So we have a size 5 here. Size 9 here. Okay. Well, what we're going to do then is basically we're going to split this task force in half. Okay, there we go. So this half will transfer over to here. There we go. So we'll have them return, and then once they return, I'll have them on anti-submarine warfare missions. Basically going to patrol this area. Which in effect I can do it right now. Right. So I'm also going to change your mission to... There we go. Task Force routing. It's hard to decide where to actually patrol, really. Okay. I mean, I could set one of the actual boundaries, and then they could basically refuel. What I'll do is I'll put that on a computer control. There we go. For the time being, anyway. I'll put them both on computer control for the time being. At least then they can automate that process, which is going to be a lot easier. Okay, now we do have allied submarines over in this area, but we... Well, what I need to find is if I have any planes to use. Right. We have 13 G4M1s there. Yeah, 12 actually. Ready. Interesting. Okay. So we can have you set to anti-submarine warfare patrol. Okay, we'll bring your altitude down to 3,000 feet. Which I think is about... It's a good compromise, I think. Okay, we don't really need you that far out. I mean, 10, we'll go for 15, no, it's hard to say, really. Right. Change the patrol levels. There we go. I'll go for about 40, and that leaves about 10% of the squadron to rest. Which I think could be quite... Yeah, and then I can put 10% on rest. Okay. That should work out fairly well. Right, so that's their range. Perhaps it could do with being larger then. No, surely it's not their range. No, that's showing the fighter pilot range. Okay. It's like these guys. There we go, that's their range. So in fact, that covers most of Japan. Well, most of the waters around Japan, which is okay. We get this area out here, which is quite nice. Okay. Now, I should probably have some more planes on the homeland. So I'll try and find some more. And if I can have them flying these anti-submarine warfare missions, that's going to help me out significantly in the long run. Especially if I can try to protect my shipping, that's the main thing. Do I have... oh, wait. We do have some H6K4s. I could have them basically run search. Which, isn't a bad idea, actually. They do have a really, really good range. Okay, that seems okay. Yep, that's good for me. I'll keep that then. I'll reduce that range, however. Yeah, 20 hexes. Then at least they can be quite far out there. Righto. I have an airbase here. Oh, is it this one over here? Ah. Okay. 12 of them. That's not bad. I mean, torpedo bombers aren't bad at all. I could have them using bombs. Have them on anti-submarine warfare. There we go. Now I can change these patrol levels. So I'll go for about 50, 40, and then have 10 on rest. It's probably not the best idea, but hey, we'll experiment and find out what works. Right, their range is significantly lower. But that should be good. That should be good. At least we have a few squadrons now at the homeland set to patrol for submarines. Which at this point in the war is the thing we've really got to watch out for. In terms of surface combatants, it's more or less down here by the Philippines. Speaking of which, there's quite a number of them, and I do need to have some kind of protection over here. I am also worried about these submarines. Though they do have a escort, a nice large escort, so they may potentially be okay. Right, destination. Where are they heading, actually? Not entirely sure. Right, so we're almost ready now. Right, you're still loading over here. But in the north we're basically done, which is fantastic. So what do we have here then? We have the Field AA Battalion. The RTA Infantry Battalion. So in total, 2,907 troops. Right. I could try to seize the base at Victoria Point. That would be quite nice. There are some ships over here. Actually, a light cruiser. Ah, right, yes. So this is where we attacked the light cruiser previously, isn't it? Right, so we have about 732 troops here. 976 second line. Okie dokie. So not many, really, in terms of numbers. I do have a few troops at Bangkok, actually. Yes, we do have a good number of troops at Bangkok. And we have the Royal Thai Army. A cavalry division. Right. That's actually fairly large. 1,392 men. And 814 second line troops. Pretty impressive. The Thai Aviation Corps. The RTA. 2,211 troops, so very large. 147 assault value. So what we're going to do then with these troops is... now... I don't really have information on these bases, but we could try to figure out which base is actually worth it out. So we do have a port over here, which is important. Ah, no, right, okay. That base is worth quite a decent amount. As well as that one. Ideally, we do need to start moving up this road. There are some British troops here and here. 1,280 troops. Okay. Now that is very impressive. Imperial Guard's division. Incredibly impressive. Right, so the Imperial Guard. We could start them up the road and head towards the base over here. If we try to head for Rangoon, we could try to seize control of that rail network. It's basically the rail hub. They do have the smaller rails here, but if I can seize it from the south, that'll really help out. Taking southern Burma would be really quite nice. If I could head up here, take control of these roads, especially the Burma Road. Indeed. That's a good objective. I know what we should be doing then. Okay, Imperial Guard. Right, so there's about 20,000 troops here. Almost 21,000 troops. Okay. And they can move via the rail there, which is quite nice. I need strategic. Ah, damn it. Okay, strategic. Interesting. Pursuit. Oh. How odd. Right, I guess we can't do that then. Right, set all to follow, all to march. Tavoy. Ah, so they're already marching, okay. At least I believe so. Distance travelled, yes, they are marching. Okay, march distance is 138 kilometers, or miles potentially. 37 travelled. Okie dokie. So they're already on their way then. Right, I was not aware of that, but that's good to see. There we go. So I'll not mess with that. That's good then. I'm glad that's going on then. Now, we did apparently have a few reported hits on the submarines around here. How likely that actually is, I do not know. Right, amphibious. There's a hell of a lot of sub-chasers here. Interesting. They're not very quick though, are they? Right. Replenish task force from... could not be fully rearmed. Okay. They do have the depth charges though. Send them out once more. This time under computer control so I can automate that. Surface combat. Right then. I'll set them to Anti-submarine warfare. Actually, they would be a formidable escort. In fact, I think that's what they were. So I will set them to as an escort. So what we'll do then is we'll have them follow severe storms. Right, so this is an invasion force. Task Force 88. Yep, they're already following Task Force 88. But they're set to escort now, so that's good. Now we do have some armor over here. Yep, tank regiment, artillery. Formidable force here, we should actually have that move out one day. And we do have some dive bombers here. Naval surge. We'll instead change it to anti-submarine warfare. There we go. In fact, what are they using for a weapon? Right, there's only 3 of them. We'll see what they can do. Dun, 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 dun. Right, we'll have them some rest. Are they both using bombs? Now they will be. Right, these guys are on training. Which is fair enough. I could have them transport supplies, actually. I'll leave them for training for the time being, and then we'll have them on transportation. Or even troop transport, actually. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh boy, there's a lot of planes here. Okay, we'll go for about 50-30. Right, they don't need to be using that range. 10 hexes will be fine. In fact, I'll sort it by mission. Okay. What are they armed with? Ah. Yep, 50-30. That'll do, hopefully, fairly well. And we do have a few planes over here that I did send to Batana Airfield. Right, seems they're heading back to port. So this is a good number of zeros. Right, naval attack. No. We'll have them on escort. Right. Combat air patrol. 50. Okay. In fact, I do need to change that for the other planes. Otherwise, there's a percentage of the actual task force, well, of the actual squadron that's not being used. Rest. I need to put rest in. There we go. That's good, I can do it from here. There we go, 50, 30, 20 rest. That sounds good. Yep, 50, 30, 20 rest. Good. Very good. Okay. So take a look over at the Marshall Islands. Actually, let's take a look at Hawaii first. So we are aware, obviously, of the task force here. I was bloody baited by this. It's interesting. There's a danger, obviously, if we keep going closer to Hawaii, that we could potentially be attacked by the air forces there. But we do need to head for this. So I think what we may in fact do then is, considering that none of our ships are really at any threat from flooding or of anything of that nature due to the fact that they do have some damage, but they don't have anywhere near the amount that would be dangerous. So what we can do then is we can take a look at our speed. So we have mission speed here. What I may do then is go for cruise speed. I could go full speed, and I'd be there. Mission speed though. It's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. Whoops. Full speed. No, we'll stick with what we've got. Yeah. The thing is, with full speed, I want to be in a position where I can still react to the enemy. And I think to note is as well that the task force with the Lexington is traveling around 10 knots apparently. I believe we had some information to state that. I do have submarines in the area. So let's make use of these submarines then, shall we? Okay, patrol zone. That could potentially catch it. We'll have to hope. Let's see. Head over here. Try to outrun them, basically. We do have a submarine that's right in the area, so at least we have that going for us. These guys are heading back, but instead we're going to have them try to cut them off. There we go. Try to bar the path. I should really try to work out how far something can travel about 10 knots. Like how many hexes. That would be really nice. Okay. Instead, I think we'll go with waypoints. So I mean, you could have waypoint 1 there. Ah, destination required for waypoints, okay. Well, anyway, boundary 1. Moving northeast. Well, we'll head like this then. I think that's where they're heading anyway. Well, instead, boundary 3. I'll set that over there, the edge of their movement. They're going to linger 0 days in each location. So we should potentially be able to catch them out. Yeah. Okay, let's edit your movement. Don't linger. You're heading there. You're heading over there. Right, we should be able to catch them like so. These are the submarines. Try and move over here then. There we go. Get your asses in gear. Don't linger. There we go. Okay, so that's the submarine sorted there. Hopefully we'll be able to catch them with Kiributai. Okay. Now we do have the enemy task force down here in the Marshall Islands. I can edit my missions over here again and make sure they actually work now. So they're on naval attack. Okay, so this is 50-50 at the moment, which is not exactly great. Okay. So reduce it down to about 30. Then I can have 20% of the squadron on rest. That should potentially work out to be beneficial. At least I'd hope so. I'd hope so. Okay. We also do need to sort out the patrols. Right. No, actually, we'll turn off anti-submarine warfare. Because that is anti-submarine warfare. If I have 80% allotted to searching, they should search and attack once they find it. It should say basically naval attack. That would make a hell of a lot more sense on this. It's a little bit odd at times. Especially for somebody who's fairly new. Right, so we'll have 80% of the squadron out there searching. They are using their entire range. Altitude. Do I want to go at 6,000? I guess so. It does increase our chances, that's the thing. Do have a few more over here as well. There we go. I set that to... Actually, 15 hexes should be more than enough. Yeah, these are transports. Patrol. Yep. Now, we do not need them at 25 hexes. 15 hexes should be fine from there. Yeah, that's good. They're patrolling less water now, so that's good for us. I don't know how far they could travel, but I'd say about mission speed. Bear in mind that Japanese ships tended to be just faster on average. They travel about 5 hexes, so that should be enough if they keep on heading towards the Gilbert Islands. It depends really if they're going to swing this way or this way. They could keep heading south. There's a nice island base at Fiji. They have a nice port there. Right. Okay, what I could do is move my G3s. There we go. You still do have range. Okay, we'll increase your altitude. I'll have you on 20 hex range then. Oh no, your maximum is 18, okay. Change this then. 80-20. Hopefully we can make this work for us. Using torpedoes. Yep, that's their range, so they should hopefully be able to participate in that attack. I do need to have my submarine